That's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a puppet. Creepy.
Yeah.
So you're moving his head with your hand.
Exactly. Yep. That's how puppets work, isn't it? Yeah. And Nigel, you were in luck because guess what? It's story time. I know, isn't that good news? Yeah. You love story time, don't you? Yeah. Well, you're just in time because you are going to get to hear me tell a story. Isn't that exciting? That's not.
This always happens.
Huh? You want to tell a story? Do you guys want to hear an orangutan tell a story? Okay. All right, Ryan. Tell your story. All right, let's see. I got a good one. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a king, and he had a lot of gold. Because, you know, he's the king. They're very rich. Anyway, listen. One day, someone stole all the king's gold. Don't worry. He got it all back. The end. That's the end of your story? Yes, had the ending. Okay. That is not a very good story. It's an excellent story. No, it's really not a good story. Why not? You didn't include any details. Details? Yes, like you didn't tell us if the king was friendly or if he was mean and greedy. You didn't tell us how did the thief get the gold. You didn't tell us how did the king get the gold back. In fact, you didn't even tell us who the thief was. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. No, forgive and forget. That's what Oprah says. She does. She says that. It's a great way to live your, she does say, it's a great way to live your life, not a good way to write a story. In a story, we need details. In fact, you know what? I'll bet these kids could write a better story than you. For real. Yes, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you guys rewrite the story. We're going to add some details to it, some describing words, some interesting things so we can figure this out. Now, the king kept his gold in a can. Nothing wrong with that sentence, but who can make it more interesting by adding some describing words? The king kept his gold in a blank can. The king kept his gold in a blank can. Except instead of using the words blank, you'd use an adjective, a describing word. Yes?
Red can.
Ooh, good one. The king kept his gold in a red can. Now this one is blue, but the one in your story is going to be red. And that's what I love, is that you can make the story however you want, right? The king kept his gold in a red can. All right. Now, you got one? Sure.
The king kept his gold in a small blue can.
Perfect. The king kept his gold in a small blue can. Both of those were adjectives. Excellent. All right, good. Now, but that's not what kept the gold safe. I know it got stolen. No, what I'm saying is this is what kept the gold safe. A big white can? No, this is the king's castle. You see, the king lived in a white castle where they sell little square hamburgers. No, that's a different white castle. Now, the king thought that gold was the most valuable treasure of all, but it's not. No, it's not, is it? No. Remind the kids the most valuable treasure of all. Cheetos. Not Cheetos. No, it's stories. Stories from the library. Because when you check out a book, you can read that story and you get to keep it in your heart forever. You return the book and then somebody else can check that book out. And you can keep sharing those stories over and over and over. Stories that you can share is one of the greatest treasures of all. You can share Cheetos too. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you about it. The king thought that it was gold. He was about to learn his lesson. You see, a thief came to town. And the thief was, who wants to describe what the thief was wearing? Because he's a ninja. He's a ninja? Yeah, he's in disguise. Okay. He's a ninja dressed up in a monkey suit. Yes. All right. Okay, so now he knew that there would be no way that he could get through the walls of the king's castle dressed as a monkey. Sure he can. He's a ninja. He's not a ninja, okay? So he goes to the back and he's going to climb something. I've got one. You have one? Is it tall? Yes. And you have describing words for it? Yes. Okay, fine. The thief climbed to the top of a warm, furry giraffe. But, yeah, giraffes are tall. And they're warm and furry. Okay, giraffes are tall, but we're not using that. Why not? Because you can't climb to the top of a giraffe. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? You can if you're a ninja! Okay. All right, fine. We're running out of time. He climbed to the top of a warm, furry giraffe, and he shot an arrow into the king's castle and used his suction cup to steal out the king's gold, which he dropped into a nearby grain silo. Grain silo is where farmers keep their corn, their wheat, their rice. Now, there's nothing in there right now, except for the king's gold, which of course the king thought was in his castle. When he realized it was not in his castle, he was mad, and he began to act like an angry person would act. He stomped his feet. He shook his fist in the air. He might take a picture and throw it. Or, what is that, you know how a king wears a, crown. He has a crown on his head, right? And he takes the crown off of his head, and he just throws it on the floor. And as he's doing that, he's yelling and screaming, right? Because he's so angry. He's screaming at the top of his lungs because he's so furious. He is so furious. What's so funny? He made so much noise that the magician heard him, and the magician ran into the room. Who wants to describe what a magician looks like? Bald-headed! Fine, the magician was bald-headed, but he was also very good at magic. He said, "King, I know your gold is gone, and I do not know exactly where it is, but I do know how to get it back." And then with nothing but a snap, the treasure returned to the castle. Leaving in the grain silo nothing but a scrap of paper. And do you know what that paper is? I do. Tell them what it is. It's an online coupon to Amazon.com.